back to the Door 59 channel here. Here we take a look at action figures new and old and try and figure out which ones are still worth owning today. Today we have the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Captain America. And so Amazing Yamaguchi did re-release this figure probably right around 2 or 3 years ago. This one here is the original, which is about 8 years old. The re-release version was really just an exact replica of this, so no major changes there. Let's dive into some sculpt on this guy. Take him off the stand here. So sculpt on this guy's pretty good. You have the textured pattern throughout his chest there and throughout the shoulders. And you can kind of see that detail. The star in the middle of his chest does pop out a little as well, which is all painted there. Looks like it's blue plastic around it, and then the star's painted. You can see like it's not the perfect paint job, but it's pretty good. In his torso here, you could see the lines between the red and the white there. On the legs, you have some sculpted detail going down. Looks pretty good. Like it's not just a tight suit, but it doesn't look like anything robotic either. You get some detail in the arms there with the brown wrist straps. More detail going there. You get the bicep, and the Amazing Yamaguchi tends to get the like ripples in the shirt pretty well. That kind of detail, which is nice. There's some detail on the neck there, more ripples in the bodysuit, some detail on the back of his legs. This is all textured here below the blue, and some little shoelaces there for him. So in terms of paint, it's done pretty well. It's nowhere near being a perfect job. It's kind of where you see these little blue end pieces painted on his belt, which his belt is movable, not removable. Well, you can remove it, but it's not meant to be that. It's just meant to be articulated for different poses. But the paint job is pretty clean. There's really, I mean, there's not like a ton, like the legs, for example, are all red here. But this is paint here. The legs, I think, are just blue plastic. But the lines, for the most part, are pretty clean. The star, you could see like some slight like defects and like imperfections. On the shield is painted pretty crispy. That looks good. There's like some very slight imperfections, like the bottom of the star there. That could have even have like just been from me and like playing around with this guy, but overall pretty well. On the head there, he has the A. You could tell that's painted slight. You could tell that's painted. And he has some wings painted on to the side of his helmet. Getting into articulation. So it's an amazing Yamaguchi, right? It's kind of like this guy's time to shine. So let's see what we get. So here's the head looking up. Pretty good. Here's the head looking down, which is pretty straightforward. But if you move the neck, then you can get him to look more down there. Pulling the neck back up. You do get a butterfly joint here. It's a little bit tight on mine, which I'm okay with it being tight. That's the butterfly joint coming forward. And then moving it backwards looks a lot better to me. His butterfly joint is really just most useful when trying to get him in like some pretty dynamic posing. In the shoulder here, so this is one of the older Amazing Yamaguchi bodies. So like, for example, in the torso here, you're going to get just a ball and hinge joint. And so he's only going to be able to go in one direction, one plane, before you have to remove the ball out to be able to get him to go side and side. So you have to physically twist his body off. But getting back to the shoulder here, so I'm getting a little distracted. So this shoulder piece does move. It's on just a ball hinge in there. So you can get some like a little bit of like movement out of it for, posability. The arm here, yeah, it's pretty common with old figures. The old Amazing Yamaguchi. It's a double ball and hinge here, which will give him pretty decent movement, like going up, even though that doesn't look great. Be able to go up to there. He'll definitely be able to get, 360. The elbow, you have that single ball and hinge, which will get him to bend past 90, which works really well for him because he's pretty muscular. So I like that that gets there. Eh, This guy doesn't want to stay in. And in the wrist articulation, uh, another ball and hinge, decent movement. His cuff here kind of blocks the movement going back. Probably would have been nice to if they just kind of trimmed that like a centimeter, give you a little more space. Getting down to the torso here, I already kind of showed you the ab crunch. It's pretty good going forward, and really not much gappage in the back. That flows pretty nice. But going backwards, you're not getting a ton. That's pretty much pretty much standing straight up is as far as it's going to go. Yeah, you might be able to get another notch out of that. I'm not going to push that though. The middle piece here is a hard plastic in the torso. This moving piece. Getting down to the leg here, the pretty standard amazing Yamaguchi. It's this ball peg that's in deep in his thigh. There, you do have a thigh swivel as well, but there's a ball peg that's in his thigh. It should go out pretty nice. Yeah, you could definitely get a splitting motion going. You get the thigh swivel, which is always angled, but works pretty well. And the knee here, the knee is just on a hinge joint, which sometimes you see amazing Yamaguchi switch this up. Sometimes they put the ball and hinge in the knee. This guy did, then it's just a hinge joint. He has those kneecaps that are hard plastic here that come out, but his aren't that don't protrude too much, so not bad. You do have that joint in the leg here. His is very prominent, actually. Like you get a lot of movement out of that. So you can kind of, yeah. Down to the ankle rocker here, goes back very far. That might be the furthest ankle rocker I own, actually. Going forward goes pretty well too, because it goes his shoe like goes into the bottom of the leg there. You get the toe hinge there. Actually, it doesn't go as far as I thought it would, but it gets to there. In terms of the ankle rocker, yeah, you're going to get everything you need. You know, it's going to go all the way out, all the way in. On the bottom of the foot, we have a little bit of a boot print. Nothing too crazy, but it's there. It exists. Next, I'll get into the accessories. So pretty common Captain America. Like there's not a ton of accessories that he usually comes with. You kind of get the shield, and most people are kind of happy with that, other than a couple of head swaps and some alternate hands. But I'll get into the accessories here. Okay, so for accessories here, this is everything you get. I'm not including his shield in this right now. Um, but so on the figure itself, you get these closed fist hands, which actually have a hole in it for the shield to go in, which goes in like that. But for the accessories, so you get quite a few right hands. So you get a saluting hand, which looks pretty good when you use it. You get this pointing finger, or like kind of this like we're number one kind of finger. You get a trigger pulling finger. Not really sure why that's included. He doesn't come with a gun or a weapon like that, but maybe you can find a different gun to put him in with. And then you get these hands, which are you'll see they have holes in them there at the bottom. These are shield throwing hands. And the way you actually use that is you use this piece here to plug into the hand, and then you put the shield on the end of this, and I'll show you what that looks like. The main head he comes with, the one I had on with the open mouth, isn't the head he comes in the box with. This is the more neutral look. It's nothing too special, but it works. The eyes are painted on like pretty decently. The mouth's a little weird, but at least you get an unheaded version, which is kind of cool. The hair looks pretty nice. Like it's really well sculpted, and then it's kind of this like metallic gold, which is a little more stylized for the Amazing Yamaguchi. You get these extra spare parts in case you need them. Again, knock on wood, I haven't had to use any of those. And then you get an extra piece for the shield here. So this is the part where this is the area of the shield where he grabs. and then you attach the shield on to this end. So messing around with him here, here's the saluting hand. I can't get it in the perfect position here, but if you spend some time with it, you'll be able to figure that out. But you can kind of see how it goes there. And definitely the cool effect would be the coolest effect in the box, which I really appreciate that accessory is these bullets hitting the shield. So I'll show you how the shield comes off. So you put that piece in his hand there, which actually works kind of uniquely. So these are two separate pieces, and then you plug it into his hand there. So you squeeze these two in, and then you plug the shield in here. And so you can put the shield on kind of either side there. But there he is holding it, and then you could put these bullet effects here. So this here is it's not soft plastic; it's just kind of long and thin. So it'll give a little bend, and you just hook it around the shield and then move it in. But in terms of like display purposes, like, this piece works pretty great. Like especially from like a little bit of distance, like it's kind of hard to see it there. From the side, it definitely is hard to see, but that works nice. And so kind of final thoughts on this. If you're in the market for a Captain America, and this is the only one Amazing Yamaguchi made, they probably will not be bringing this version back. And the original right now, this version here sells on eBay. Like, I don't know, I've seen sales for like 150, 200 plus. But if you're patient, you could probably kind of easily snag them for 200. If you're looking for like an ultimate, like number one best all around Captain America. I don't know if this is it. Like for me, who's just like I'm very down for my entire Marvel like display to be mostly Amazing Yamaguchi wherever I can. I'm down for this guy. I like him. Like he's definitely my main Captain America, my main display there. But I feel like we've just been getting so many great Captain Americas, like even from Marvel Legends. So I don't know if he would kind of beat them. And I mean, like the articulation on him is pretty good, but even for an amazing Yamaguchi, it's not too mind blowing. Maybe it's because Captain America like doesn't need to get as super dynamic in this kind of poses. But overall, I'm happy with him. I mean, I'd love to get a brand new Captain America from Amazing Yamaguchi. I think he's definitely due. I think of all the characters, I think he's one we would all like to see next. That articulate about there. Um, Yeah, I mean, there's really just not too much to report on him. Like overall, I think he looks good. He's a little bit beefy. Like there's some girth in the hips there and in the chest. And it's not my typical Captain America. Like it's not what I usually would look for when buying one. But again, I'm kind of like a Amazing Yamaguchi semi completionist. Like not that crazy about it, but yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions on this guy, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.